Hi, welcome to Texas Lone Wolf, your source for red pill truth. The last video I did was the career women choosing not to have a family. Okay, now I'm gonna touch up a little bit more on this topic. More and more and more career women are becoming more and more unhappy, and I got the articles to help, dictate this. They want to focus on their career. And actually, to the people listening to my video, my podcast here, did you know that the Rockefellers? Did you know the Rockefellers one of the globalists? Okay, and then they got the Rothschilds. Then you got their side puppets, the media. Then you got the another puppets, the entertainment industry. Then you got the music industry. Then you got the celebrities out there that are controlled by the very same puppet, the globalists, to pushing that narrative of feminism on women to tell them that they don't need a man, that they can just do it on their own, that career. And recently, one of the articles I was reading, an article on one of them. One woman admitted that she took that poison pill of feminism. That she admitted that she is burnt out. She's burned out. She used to work 60 to almost 70 hours a week, nonstop. Bam, 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 bam. Okay? She worked. And worked. As she gotten older, she got burnt out. Okay? And she said she's seen all her other friends getting married and having kids, and she don't even have a family. Now, this is a shocking trend in the modern society. So we're going to touch bases on that right now. So we're going to touch bases on this. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull this. All right. Why are so many career women deeply unhappy? Why are the career women unhappy? Now, this pretty much backs the red pilled forum. The men that are, okay, the red pill men who brothers have gotten together and started supporting each other. Oh well, MGTOW's feminism. No, 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 no. You see, people got that wrong. Okay, miscalculation in the 20s says George Clooney would come riding a horse waiting outside of her office from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Rejecting good men in the 20s, regretting a lack of them in the 30s. Believing the third wave feminist hatred campaign against men and repulsing good men who are colleagues, friends of friends, and functions. Okay? I don't need a man. I can do better than a man. Really? Really? You embrace this poison pill of feminism. Look what this sold you. Unable to resist the urge to size up, measure men based on material parameters like appearance, height, job, money, and friends, employer. Immediately with the first few minutes of meeting him through without giving a damn about the possibility of what his views, understanding of his commitment level without looking at his material wealth. This sounds like a business transaction. It doesn't sound like the way to find a good partner for personal life. So yeah, you're over here trying to look through a grocery list on a man to what the man can do for you, but you can't do nothing for the man. Oh, get this. Oh, yes. Yes. Here is the gem I'm fixing to bring out. Bring the attitude, frustration, hatred, manipulation, cheating, grudge from work, and showing it on any available men and expecting them to respect her for that. This is a career woman throwing everything that happened to her at work at the man. You know what? Feminism has promised them, but not the men who they can have that with. MGTOW's doing the same thing for men, but it's a reactionary movement to the third wave feminism. It's a tug of war for both genders now. Men are not caving in to be certified as gentlemen by a woman with excessive sense of entitlement. Career women are entitled. They have entitlement mentality. And this turns the man completely off. No man wants an entitled woman. You come in and say, oh, I'm going to do this, oh, I'm going to do that, I'm entitled. No, women that listen to my message here, you are not, I repeat, you are not entitled to anything other than your own free breath of air that you breathe and your own life to live. That's the only two things you're entitled to. Get your eyes off that man's money. He's not your walking ATM, so to speak. Expecting a man to take up a manure load of initiative and just she wants to be judged by saying he's a creep if he doesn't like his material params, stalker if he wants to know more about her naughty, rich and wealth. Double standards are scared to any good man to even commit to a relationship because a divorce is around the corner. Men are avoiding marriage because of the fact that there is nothing in it for them to gain. The blue pill men say, well, only way to get a peace sleeve is to get married. The red pill man access to a peace sleeve is, hell no to the marriage. I ain't gonna go let no jester and juggler and clowns go in my personal business and divide up what's mine to give to the alternate gender. And here's the last part right here. In this crossfire, good career women are suffering collateral damage, sad state affairs. You're suffering. You went to a university, got you a piece of paper, plus mountain of student loan debt you got to pay back. Then you got hypergamy. The last nail in the coffin. After 40, it becomes like a search in the desert to get a man to commit, as all these dudes in the 40s be running fresh behind loads of hot chicks in the 20s and nearly 30s, getting crazy. See this standoff. This is getting pretty ugly, y'all. Career women are going into corporations, trying to climb that corporate ladder without settling down, having a family. They want, oh, I want to be equal to men. I want to be equal to men. Listen, biologically, you cannot be equal to a man. Biologically, you cannot. You cannot. It's impossible. Okay? It's impossible to be equal to a man. It's impossible. Then you got women screaming equality, and they go out acting like a big bad boss biatch, and going slapping men, expect men not to hit back, and men are fighting back. You want equality? You got it. All right? For the same reason, most men in a career rarely make anyone happy unless you pick a field that you love deeply. That simply doesn't happen for the majority of people of either gender. Right? Most of us work out of need, not out of love, and doing something because it has to be done, generally not a path to happy. Gender politics have changed a lot in the last century, even in the last half century. You know, there have been a lot. Of course, women deserve equal treatment, right? They say, well, I deserve to make equal amount what the man makes. Well, you got to get out there and work hard. If you don't want to work hard and you demand equal pay, that's unfair, isn't it? You're trying to break the glass ceiling, but you fail to realize there's a glass floor down below you that you drop a pebble, you're going to sink. Did you know that? Of course, women deserve equal treatment. They're not property. They deserve be part of politics, etc., etc., etc. All these things that women's rights fought for and rightfully reshaped the ugly path into the modern world of at least attempting some form of equality between the sexes. And you know what? You probably did not know this. What a lot of women did not foresee is that you have equal rights to be just as miserable as men while pursuing your career in a field you probably don't enjoy as much as you thought you would. Are you getting this? And a simple enough truth, most people of any gender are not happy with their career, of their work. At best, something you tolerate because it facilitates the other things you want in life. As a man, if you were offered to let me say stay at home and be a house husband and take care of your house and children, let me paint and pursue my hobby at home without needing a career, I'd be more happy with the arrangement. But the woman would go out and cheat on the man. She would commit infidelity. And guess what? The man can file for divorce, just like the woman can. And then the woman has to pay a man alimony and child support. Then she will have to go to work. This isn't woman. This is simply reality. Most jobs ain't fun. It doesn't matter what your gender is. I'm in no way advocating things to go back to the way they were. Women should have always had equal rights. But one thing you gave up to achieve equal rights is also the right to be taken care of by default. You chose career over being taken care of. Because you had in your little emotional thick skull that you wanted to be equal to me and equal. Well, I'm going to tell you this. No one's expected to provide you just because you're a female. Congratulations. Now you have equal right to be as miserable as the rest of the working population. The career woman will not achieve happiness. Go see what the comments here. Now, the problem is the housework isn't engaging either. Many people wouldn't be happy after hours of menial work, not even paid. So, we're going to see what the man says about this. It's paid for in exchange for service provided. One mistake people make when getting married is not being clear that each person's goals are. There's room in a relationship not just for emotional choice, but also logical decisions. For example, I could give you one. One of my best friends, a successful engineer that makes well into six figures, spendable, has investments that will net somewhere in the nines if and when he begins selling off his assets. His wife chooses to give up her career to take care of the house, kids. His promise is to ensure they were well provided for. They could have servants. They choose not to. They live on a small horse ranch where she maintains the house, kids. They share duties, taking in abuse and neglected animals. He commutes an hour into the city and maintains his various business and investments. Well, anyways, we're going to read more into this, all right? So yeah, she's been compensated. Her housework is it's not paid for or appreciated. She's well compensated in terms of living standards. They travel. She has the latest tech gadgets, everything. She has pride in her home, pride in how her kids are raised, pride in the charity. They provide horses, animals. Of course, hard work, but when your partner appreciates it and work hard to make sure you are well taken care of, you aren't work for free, neither is he. It's a teamwork. Now, in no way advocating every woman should stay home and be a housewife. This will make them both happy. Good for them. Honestly, I've never seen a happier couple. It's going on 20 plus years now, and they've been married. The man's a breadwinner. All right. So, now you could easily reverse that, aside from possibility of needing some medical leave to give birth. The woman could have a career, let him stay home instead. In particular, if you choose adoption or surrogate, carry on. You don't even time off birth, regardless of gender. And you let the woman be the breadwinner. She'll leave the man. She'll leave a broken man and go find her somebody else. And that's what it is. Okay. All right. Now, at least if one person focuses on career, being successful, sustain both. One can stay at home and take over as much appreciated work for home and kids. Now, if they both choose to work a career, now you have the money to pay for someone else to do your housework. You're exchanging one job for another, and so on. And lastly, he goes to say that people find success and happiness in different ways. Now, another man they were sold a bill of goods that they would be much happier in a career and subsequently learn to go against their biological nature. They would have to make a choice. Eventually, their nurturing instinct kicked in. Women started longing for motherhood. The rest is where they're now miserable. It's nice to fool with Mother Nature, isn't it? So, when I see comments like this on cultural and class background, that comes with presumption that women are not having to work as a choice and not a necessity. Women's unpaid or domestic labor. I'm going to go ahead and say this. And Onyx Raven says, I'm a woman. I have never wanted marriage or children. I'm 42 and still believe in having kids should be derailed and ruin my life chance at happiness. Well, I hate to break bad news. How would you like to have your own flesh and blood take care of you when you're old and aged out? Instead of being a paycheck to someone else who don't give a damn about you. Do you see where I'm going at with this? If not, then right now you're blinded. Okay? Women are not offshoots to one's ideal. We're all unique, different, and distinct with vastly different points of view and desired goals and wishes. You're right. You're right about that. And you know what else? And that's not it. They've been sold a lie, yes. Not on production, but the fact life is fulfilling. It's not. Unless you're a heroin junkie, life is dull and boring. No adventures lies on the horizon for us. All have been done for our ancestors. Or now we're just live like mindless drones. Amen to that, Jerry. Amen. Amen to this. All right. Post by Stephen Sprague and Cora said this, and quote, they replaced the heart with the ego. Okay? The ego is a competing tool. It can never be happy. A mature man's in charge of his ego is a tool to provide and protect. That's the proper traditionalism. And woman replaces her heart with a man's ego. She's in it for the same competition as a man. So that's why women are acting more masculine. Okay? Man finds happiness in the heart of a woman he adores and respecting him. That's what the man wants. You don't give a damn if you don't love him. He wants respect from you. So how could a woman also seek respect and be adored? Cannot. No happiness possible. So man's form of love is respect for his backbone and one in charge of his ego and her. Woman's form of love, adoration for her heart, is one in charge of her emotions and his. So that's an example of reciprocating in the relationship. And feminism does not like this. Feminism alters this. Feminism is the lie from the devil himself. The lie from the female succubus herself to destroy the patriarchal family built by civilization. So now, in the 60s and 70s, Toronto, all right, and this here was updated. Coming of age in 60s and 70s in Toronto, I was a front row witness to the female shift from traditional roles into the working world. I saw my mom do it, saw my friend's mom do it. As I grew up, I saw female classmates aspire to careers that has not seen many women, from science to sales to digital to business to politics and medicine and beyond. Personally, I thought it was great side to see me wonder how a woman might be coping with the cutthroat world of men who spent the last 10,000 odd years perfecting. So, because of my young male, it sure as hell terrified me. I looked at my dad, who fought in the trenches of World War I, who himself lived through the Great Depression, first years of World War II, and then entering as an RAF fighter pilot, came to Canada with nothing. Eventually built a good life. He came the ulcers, boozing, insomnia, the pills, passing on a hard-won anxiety to two of his kids. Let's say it didn't do exactly make the lousy student all around fun loving twit too excited to finish high school and engage whatever's coming next. Alright. In my mid-20s, I landed my first proper lasting office job. I sold office furniture systems, designs, plan spacing, other goods to large corporations. Plenty of my co-workers and clients were women. So, this was at the awful time when women were looking like businessmen, whose dark, conservative cut suits, floppy ties, yikes. It was all the time in the Reagan era when greed became good, it meaning all those men were raking in while women were trying to get a piece of that. Or mocked, sexual harassed, and you know what? That exists in every workplace. Paid less for equal work, putting off marriage, kids, and trying to figure out their place in the macho man matrix. Of course, some women were raking it in too. Okay? I hated the macho men, fake men, corporate men. It was surrounded by all of them. I was no wimp. I liked money, but big egos were and are boring. My ego therapy, I didn't drop it like on the table like a 20-pound turkey at every opportunity, as many peers did. So, this guy said he ended up having an affair with several women in the office. That's not very good. And anyways, so anyways, so now let's talk about the career women. So this guy right here, okay, had an affair with some women. He had affairs with females in a corporate environment right here. They hate the job. They hate being in the same sex relationship and stuff right here. I'm going to put this link here into this description. So, another one, she's an interior designer. And she imparted that career done that to her. She attacked, and the other one attacked that man in the pub after a long, stressful pitch meeting. You know, the psychotic CEO of a large company she come over to the apartment 3-4 days a week, hours of marathon bedroom fun, and go back to her husband. She couldn't explain why she wanted to do it, and work towards boredom. Didn't I say that career women will cheat on their husbands and stuff? Here it is. Oh, not all women do that. Well, baloney. According to what this here says, women and countless others following the case told me they were miserable because of their jobs. I was miserable too. That's how we bond booze, traded, confessions, and bedroom funds as a way to get it through it all. So is that worthless ass piece of paper worth it in student loan debt? And want to climb that corporate ladder? Oh yeah, it's harder out there for a female. Anyone who is not into fighting for their dignity or backstabbing and manipulating, playing passive-aggressive games with each other. Nothing's changed in the corporate or any other working world. If anything, it's worse. It's worse. So this right here is painting a picture of a career woman in a corporate world. All right? So nothing's changed in the corporate or any working world. If anything, it's worse. Because the globalists, elitists, corporatists just wanted this. It's worse because bad men and some bad women and the magic HR people who came along as a result imposing new layers of policy and weirdo BS on top of everything else, making the whole system even more tyrannical to the human soul. I doubt it helped women to know this, but these are the best times for women over. But by far, you could take total control of your life as a woman in ways that were undreamed of before. And before you're determined, every male-dominated country like India, as for men who wish to do this, there will be a toll, whether it's a kink, obsession, or power struggle, vices. It will be miserable and unescapable. So, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. Life on Earth has never been easy enough for any creature, nor it will be. So grateful to work for myself alone at home, wherever. Not perfect, but I don't have to deal with a cancer-causing corporate world. And sometimes when you attend meetings in boardrooms down and high-rise, feel like coming on like a flu, oppressive conformist waiting. And you know what? And you got to breathe in dirty air. So, to the, career woman is going to have, it's going to be cutthroat. It's going to be a cutthroat world. And anyways, so here's what it is. You cannot have your cake and eat it. So, you know what here? Why are female millennials unhappy at work? So, yeah. My girlfriend and I usually have really productive talk. We're your typical millennials, floundering around, trying to figure out what this whole life thing out. At 27, soon to be 28, I fall somewhere between middle of millennial spectrum. Most of my friends, anywhere from 24 to 30, the other day were telling me in a group chat, approximately titled "Lovely Ladies," about how they're struggling to get what they want out of their professional lives. Good luck on your exam, and blah blah, okay? So, anyways, they feel dissatisfied that they're young and smart and have the world at their feet. Women are getting college degrees, joining the workforce, putting off having kids, even beating out the men in a high-paying job. That's short term right there. All right? But the stats are showing that more than half of millennials, particularly younger millennials aged 18 and 24, still live in their parents' homes. Why'd you get that degree and live in your home? The numbers are accurate reflection on crippling cost of college. Also, the current job market. Let me tell you something. You go get that degree, that job market ain't going. I mean, that job market description is not going to require that degree. Those are a dime a dozen. You know what you just, you know what you just got when you went to the damn university to get a degree, college. You know what you just got? You just got a worthless college debt. Did you know that? On the dot is all about empowering young women and providing them with entrepreneur role models and mentor, spreading the knowledge and secrets they need to succeed. Well, young women are clearly struggling and they need to be heard. Well, you know what? We tried to warn you that women cannot be equal to men. We tried to warn you. But no. You were like stubborn mules out there wanting to do your own thing. Guess what? You went and done it. Now you're paying a piper. To get the scoop on what's happening amongst the young female peers on the dot, surveyed 100 females and millennials. What I found was surprising. It was very disappointing and very enlightening. Now we're going to go ahead and scroll down to see. Let's see what else it says right here. And I'm seeing this trend too. I'm seeing this trend happening in real life. They don't feel fulfilled at work. They don't feel fulfilled at work. Personally, excuse me. All right. Personally, I want to say I worked with a millennial who said that she's not fulfilled at work. She wants to go work somewhere else. And I replied to her. I said, you know what? Good luck. I mean, I wish I was your age and had your position and try to help this company grow and grow coworkers. I mean, you worked hard to get where you at. Look at this here from a logical perspective before trying to make an emotional jump and then being filled with regret later on. When somebody hands you the most second powerful position in a company, keep it. Listen to me. When you go out and go to work, and the longer you stay with the job, you're building up your self-worth. Okay? You'll feel, okay? Now, nearly 40% of respondents say they don't make enough money. Second place, 19% of respondents who don't feel fulfilled, they don't like their boss, employees, or work culture. 27% of respondents say they love their job. Let me tell you something. When you go out and apply for a job and you get hired on the spot, you need to put in all your effort. When I last elaborate, women who say they don't like their job credit stressful environment, their boss is making the work difficult. One woman said, I like my job objectively. My boss making working for the company difficult. Another said, I enjoy my job, but stress level is too much. Another said, I quit working for someone else. Now I do online marketing from home and I'm finally satisfied. Really, in general, most people are satisfied with career field that they've chosen to work. Oh, and this is the current trend right now on millennials. Many don't feel a sense of purpose. When asked what a purposeful life meant to them, many millennial women express having the same values, including doing something to help others to make the world a better place, being able to work in a stress-free environment. There's no such thing as that. If you go work in food industry or you go work in a manufacturing and warehouse industry, there's stress associated with that. You go work in the Kindle factory. There's stress associated. Okay. Listen. And the number one, they tend to agree on the factor they believe are holding them back from a purposeful life, including, boom, right here. Right here. Student loan and debt. You went to a damn college and get that worthless ass piece of paper saying that you got a degree. And that job description told you you do not need a degree to go into that field. All you need was experience. And lastly, you're going to have to take on another job to live comfortably. Thanks to the corporate world for making it like this, and the government officials to make it where you're going to have two incomes to make it. All right? Work, politics, toxic environment. That's all around us. Not directly using their degrees, not being able to find jobs in their field. You got sold on a lie. Did you know that? They feel behind on their personal, professional lives. You went into a major in the university, got a piece of paper, and you don't like the job you just took on. Oh, I want an associate. I want masters. I want a bachelor's. Listen, dear. You're not going to be happy in the field that you're going to choose to work in. It's going to be cutthroat. There's going to be gossip. There's going to be all kinds of stuff that's going to happen behind closed doors. Being a career woman, you're going to have toxic work environment, roadblocks. It's going to be stagnant. You're going to feel stagnant, behind, lacking finances. In your dream of being a homeowner or getting married, you're going to have to put that off. And particularly women approaching 30, value wanting a family and feeling financially independent. That's impossible. That's impossible right there. By 30, you lost about what, 90% of your eggs? 80%? Then you started getting flushes, hot flashes. Being a career woman. So are we happy? Nope. Well, 37% they're not happy. 63% they were happy overall. Really? Really? Most female millennials are happy, close to 40% aren't. That is a huge deal. Consensus is the unhappy ones feel unfulfilled in their professional lives, which delay the dreams they have for personal lives. Simply put, women want it all, rightfully so. You want it all. Guess what? It was all a lie. One thing, you can have it all. That's what feminism promoted. That's what the media sold you. You know where to start. And they stray from working for other people, start their own business. Instead, they take a look at feature. And look, what's going to happen? See, you put off on having a family. You know what? This is a recipe for failure. All right? Deeply unhappy, crazy, happy, fulfilled is pretty extreme disparity. Most people don't know that men and women are somewhere in the middle. All right? So here it is. By looking at this, it runs totally counter to my own experience. I and most career women I know are massive unhappy fulfilled, whereas I know a ton of men who hate their lives, hate their jobs, hate their relationships, lack their form, feel deeply unfulfilled. Okay? Probably the depending on the location associated with what people you notice. So you aren't dating men. It sounds like you are seeing unhappy dudes. Your male friends, colleagues may not be confiding in you. May be aware that women in your life are unhappy. Notice, so to speak, right here. There's, anyways, anyways, um, so, anyways, just by looking at this, um, where I work at, there are a lot of unhappy people in my place of employment. One of them has got emotions like the wind. One day she's happy and chatty, and the next she's avoidant. Men may feel the same amount of happiness, feel less able to express their emotions in regard, because what they say get used against them. Confirmation bias on your part. Men do feel the same you do, don't perceive it in that way. Difference in what men and women choose to mark to small talk, generally potentially less common ground, which women do, so they default to talking about their jobs. In context with your engagement with men and women, your dating needs, you're potentially sharing about their life, but you don't. Women share their stuff, but they expect men to take it. But when men share, they get it thrown in their face, so to speak. So, just to give you a heads up, being a career woman is not going to get you happiness. It's not going to get you happy at all. Did you know that? So I'm going to and this is the path they chose to take in life. Did you know that? Did you know that? Full-time U.S. employees published by Manifest, okay? It's alerting that successful twice at 17, 18 feel dissatisfied their careers. Yes. This was posted 2 years ago in 2020. So I'm gonna post this in the description box. All right. And the thing about it is, being a career person, and putting off marriage, putting off having a family, it's gonna come back and bite you in the ass later on. It's gonna come back and bite you hard. So this is your life. Now look at it from a long-term perspective. All right. Peace out.